Good morning. My name is Bovary Kasanda. I'm a teacher by profession. Today, I want us to look at paper 2 for the grade 12s. So I'm specifically looking at the common mistakes learners make when answering grade 12 mathematics paper 2. All right. The first thing that I'm looking at is a calculator. It is very important that before you even enter an exam room, you check your calculator as a student. You always ensure that the calculator is in degrees and not radians. Because once, take for example, your calculator is in radians-ish, you're going to get everything wrong. So before you enter an exam, ensure that your calculator is in degree mode. Then the next thing that affects a student when they are writing mathematics paper 2 is the anxiety. Oh my God. Anxiety in this case, I'm looking at once a learner enters an exam, the first thing that comes to their mind is sudden forgetfulness. Umuntu wayisala abafya blackout for no apparent reason. The second thing is rushing through the questions. You are just scared for no reason. You just want to look at the questions that have come. Please, everything that is in the paper are common things that you've been doing together with your teacher. So you don't have to rush. Once you sit down on that table, the desk, say a small prayer before you even start rushing for anything. Then on anxiety, we can also look at panic after seeing difficult questions before trying them. You flip the page, you flip the page, you flip the page. The second thing that comes to your mind is, oh my God, I don't know 4 questions from this paper. Please, you don't do that. You first have to try the questions out and then just put it like that. Then the other thing is the negative self-talk. Ineba mami tawakandeke, nganapona ni tawakandeke, oh, na alapona, ama questions ayako sana alapona. That thing can't help you. So what you do is, once you enter an exam room with a calculator in degree mode, sit down, say a small prayer, jot down the questions that are simple that you're going to start with. And always remember the aspect of numbering the questions that you've started with. Then, the second thing, the third thing that I'm looking at is skipping essential working. The exam regulation says that omission of essential working will result into loss of marks. So you don't do it. You don't just say you state the formula, then the next thing you input whatever numbers that the formula requires, then you jump to the final answer. Please do not do that. That will result into loss of what? Marks. Remember, the procedure is very important, or the method is very important when you're answering mathematics paper 2. Rounding off numbers too early, a very common trend, especially in Luapula province. Please, you don't have to round off numbers early. Topics like trigonometry, for example, which are going to give you numbers with a lot of decimal places. So the only thing that you can round off, and according to examination standard, the only thing that you can round off is the answer and not a number coming before the answer. So please, when you're trying to answer anything or any specific question, especially trigonometry, then quadratic equation, the only thing that you can round off is the final answer and not any other workings. Poor time management. Here is a learner. They identify that this question number 2, question number 4 are very simple. And then they spend a lot of time on those questions. Please, that is going to enable you lose a lot of marks. And as a result, instead of you getting the distinction that you want in mathematics, you are going to have 9s. Leaving of blanks. This question is very difficult. That is not advisable. Write something. The method or the procedure is very, very important. Okay. Then last but not the least, failing to review the paper. Once you are done with all this, you are done with answering of the question, the last 10 to 15 minutes should be for reviewing your paper or the answers. Of course, it's very cardinal that every after you answer a question, you try to do a quick checkup if you're doing the right thing. But then the last 10 to 15 minutes should be for this. Because chances are that you might make a mistake somewhere. So try to review the paper so as to correct these questions. Thank you very much. See you next time.